In this video, I want to go ahead and fix a crash, well, not really a crash, a infinite loop that has the potential to occur. Now, it is extremely rare that this would ever actually happen, but it is possible. So, for example, let's say I have two power-ups and the game mode itself has only two of them set, so they are both active. And because the logic is meant to only grab power-ups that are not active, when I get a third one, you can see on that third shot when I killed the zombie, we are now stuck in an infinite loop. So our game thread's essentially just locked up. So that's going to be in our zombies game mode.cpp with this condition here. So basically, power up is never being set to anything valid. So what we want to do is we pretty much want to just kind of modify it to where after a certain amount of time or a certain number of attempts, it can go ahead and just simply abort. Now this will be pretty simple to do. All we want to do is just have a const. Here, let's do, now we'll just do a normal int32 and let's call it the max iterations. And we'll set it to something like, we can do powerups.num and we'll just do ×2. Because again, we are just fetching random, what do you call it? Random values or random indexes from this. So that'll give us a little bit of extra headroom in case we, can't actually find it. So it's actually probably not the worst idea to bump that up to something like 4, because we're not really going to ever have very many. And even if we did have something like, I don't know, 12 times 4 is only 48, loops over this logic. It's really not bad at all. So now we want to go ahead and check to see. Actually, this here can be a constant. So let's do int32 current iteration and set it to 0. So every iteration, we want to go ahead and increment it. So increment current iteration. And then for our check, we want to make sure and see, we're going to run this while power up is a null pointer, or current iteration is less than or equal to max iteration. So we can just do less than, doesn't really matter. So basically we're going to kind of restrict it. So it's only going to, in this case, we're using 2. So we're only going to run this 8 times in total. If we did not, or no, 7 times in total. And if we did not find a valid power up after, that 7 iterations over, then we are simply going to just abort and not spawn any power up because we don't, simply need to. Likewise, we're going to want to wrap this up into a function just to make things a little bit cleaner as well. So let's give this a quick try, make sure it actually works. So here's the third. Oh, and we still locked up. So let's see where I went wrong. Okay, so if that's true, or yeah, that should increment past max iterations. Let's just try printing out. So current iteration and max iteration. And see what we get. Okay, once we are back in the editor, let's go ahead and give it a try. So we have current iterations 1, max iterations 8, so we had to loop through once. So yeah, so that should be incrementing. So what is going on? I feel like I'm being dumb again. Okay, I just realized I'm being very dumb. So we were doing if the power up equals a null pointer or the current iteration is less than this. So this being true false is going to make this constantly run. So we need to check both conditions and replace it with the AND operator. Yeah, that's my bad. let's give it a try now, and we should be good to go. All right, let's give this another try. I am doing terrible. So we have 2 power-ups. Now we have the third, which doesn't spawn. And same thing there. So we are good to go.
Double points!
And at some point, this should... Actually, we do need to set the lifespan as well. So we're going to have to kind of more or less reset it, but that's something I need to add as a to-do. Anyhow, we have that in place, so that is good. However, our applied damage function is starting to get quite large. So we have our ability system stuff, which, goes through and gives us a hit reward, which that's fine. We have our zombie stuff, which does the drops. So let's go ahead and rearrange this to be cleaned up. So let's go ahead and we're going to make a protected function. Let's go. We have our yada yada stuff, zombie killed, blah, blah, blah. We could do this on zombie killed, honestly. That's probably a better spot. So let's take that logic and move it to zombie killed. And let's also do a void try spawn power up and pass in a zombie pawn. Zombie pawn. Again, not what I wanted it to do. So when the zombie is killed, we want to also try spawn power up and pass in the zombie pawn. So now we can take our logic that is inside of here, cut, and simply, paste it in. So we do need our get is in play check actually. So we're going to copy this whole thing just to remember. So let's head back down to our try spawn power up, and we have our zombie, which in our case, it should be valid. So I'm not too worried about checking that. But what I do want to check is get is in play. And for now, we're going to convert that to be false. So let's make sure the comment to do, make sure to remove not check. Okay, so now when the zombie dies or the zombie is killed, we try to spawn a power up. If the zombie is in play, pretend that doesn't exist. We then check and see, okay, is the percentage that we set correct? If so, we can go ahead and try to spawn a power up. Now we need to fix this here. So we're going to replace this with our zombie pawn as well. And we are good to go. We should have everything working the same way. Next up, we have our hit reward. So let's go ahead and move this into its own function. And we can pass in. See, we have the damage interface, and that I think is, what all do we need? We have the damage type, damage causer. So yeah, let's go ahead and make a new function for this, and let's do it, I'm actually going to cut and paste that up there. Let's do a void give damage reward and see what it takes in. So it's going to take in the, for starters, damage type. So let's copy and paste. It's going to also take in the hit body part. So copy and paste. Then we have, let's see, that's unrelated. The damage causer. So copy and paste. So now we should be able to take this. Actually, we want to also pass in, let's see. So we don't, what's the damage interface? Oh, that's from the hit actor. So in our case, we want to pass through the hit actor too. So let's go ahead and just pass in the actually, let's just do a actor, hit actor, and that'll be it. So now we can simply call the corresponding, what was it, give damage reward, pass in the hit result, dot get actor, pass in the damage type, body part, and damage causer. Then we can take all of this, cut, and paste it into our give damage reward function. So we also need a was lethal. Let's also go ahead and cast from the damage interface, or sorry, change that to the hit actor. So we need the whether or not it was lethal. So that's right here. So let's go ahead and add that as a parameter. So bool b was lethal. Whoops, and this can be a constant. And now we just pass that in. So b was lethal. And now we are good to go. So this should go through and do everything the same way it did, and we can make this a constant as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and compile and relaunch while I discuss. So let's go back up to here. So now in our apply damage, instead of doing that logic, we simply call give damage reward and passing in the information it needs, which then goes through and does, the exact same thing that it did before. Likewise, instead of having our try give power up, our logic there, we moved that to its own dedicated function and made it fire whenever a zombie was killed. So instead of doing it in the, apply damage function, now it's in an appropriate spot that happens when the zombie was actually killed. So we have two things that we want to test. First one being where we shoot them. So limb, 10 points, headshot, 10, and that gave us a 100-point kill. Let's get a body shot. Good grief, will you die already? So we're at 170. We go to 230, and that also worked. So we can still get
points. Insta-kill.
pickups as well. So that all seems to be working. So I'd say we are pretty much good to go. So we have that nice and organized, and it's just out of the place and more so into a spot where it's supposed to be. Now, the only reason we're doing this, actually, why are we doing this? I genuinely cannot remember. I think it was yeah, good question. Yeah, I don't really know. Here's the solution. Why are we doing this part of ability system interface? I believe that's so we only do this if we're damaging like something that implements it, but I don't remember. Anyhow, that's going to be all for this video, and I will see you in the next one. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also get early access to this entire series.